game.
It was a good ball game. I thought Davis, threw the ball extremely well. He's a very veteran-ish guy. He's a savvy guy. He throws a ton of strikes, and I thought Dyer got punched in the nose early on. Robinson goes 2-run homer, and then he has second and third. He has 2 strikeouts, and kind of was a different guy after that. Kind of elevated his game a little bit, kind of what we've seen in the past, what we saw last week, and so then it kind of turned into a kind of a pitcher's deal, between a duel really between those two, and then both guys went in late in the game. So fortunately, we got some runs at the end.
Your defense coming up with 2 huge plays, Bono throwing out a runner on a sacrifice fly attempt, and then Court in the 9th inning throwing out the potential tying run on a base hit to right. How much has it helped having those veteran guys out there in the outfield that can make those plays late in the game?
Yeah, we feel like one of our strengths is really our outfield defense. Bono can really play center. Peterson out there can clearly really throw. Stevens got better in the outfield. We still have Amaral. We still have Falia. That's really one of our strengths, and it kind of showed up tonight late in the game. But also, Rosica made some really outstanding, especially on Peterson's ball. That was a short hop. That was a very difficult play, and he short hopped and made the tag basically at the same time, and so they picked each other up a little bit with that play. But both those guys can really throw, Bono and Peterson, and fortunately they made accurate throws. They're going to come out tomorrow ready to play, just like we are, and it's a big Sunday, that's for sure. But it's a big Sunday at Oregon, at Washington, at Arizona, Stanford, Utah. They're all big now. It doesn't matter if it's a rivalry or next week against Arizona State or the following week against Oregon State. Every win is just critical now. You're talking about RPI, and you're talking about heading down the stretch.
But with this win, the way you guys is this a game that can give you momentum, can carry you down the stretch, and maybe give you?
We've had momentum a couple times, and really hasn't gone very far. We thought we had momentum against Irvine. We won 2 out of 3 against Irvine last week, and we played poorly against Peppermint on Friday, and then, or excuse me, on Tuesday, and then we lose to USC. So right when we think we're getting some momentum, we kind of get rocked off the horse again. So it's hard to tell, but we've been playing good defense. I don't think we made an error against Irvine. Made 1 error last night on that, and that was a big error. That outfield error was a big play last night. We didn't make an error tonight. So defensively, we're pitching and we're playing defense, and that's really what our game is. And so when we start to get to those types of games, that is where we are comfortable. But you still got to score runs, and runs have been hard to come by all season. So you're only Eric Karros. You're only as good as your starting pitcher, and that's the bottom line. You talk about momentum in baseball. You're only as good as your starting pitcher, and that's I certainly feel the same way.
From a coaching standpoint, is there anything you do to try to carry momentum? When you say,
you can talk about it. You can talk about it, and you can bring up points in the game and why certain things happen. And I think putting up some zeros down the stretch today, and sacrifice fly with the freshman with the bases loaded, Jake Priest, the throws at the plate. If that doesn't get him going, I don't know what will. So you got to let the game kind of speak for itself, and we're not going to tell them everything and try to get them pumped up at this stage. It's more about a mindset and approach, and we've had a pretty good one of late, and we hope to carry it over to the next rest of our schedule.